Hi, Alexa, Gaia, and the rest of the team. My name is William Mabrey, and I'm an online health and performance coach. I was originally a scientist in cognitive science and neuroscience research, but I left because I was very frustrated with the fact that it didn't seem like my research was ever going to get applied. After that, I ended up becoming a personal trainer. I was originally pre-med, and so I had an interest in physical therapy and ended up working with a lot of chronic pain clients, a lot of post-rehab and then sort of just any special cases, basically. So this included a client who had autism and had resulting motor control issues from that. And then there's also this woman who got sciatic nerve damage in a car wreck, and that affected her gait pretty severely. And so that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. But I did feel limited as a trainer in the same way that I felt limited as a researcher, which is that I felt I wasn't really allowed to address the problems that I actually cared about that I thought were most important to helping people. And in this case, it was the whole person, right? As a trainer, you're very narrowly restricted to just working on somebody's strength program. That's about it, right? You can do mobility and some other things, but that's about as far as you get to go. You can work a little bit on motivation, but you're not really paid to do that. And so I ended up pursuing training as a coach because I found that the mental side, the emotional side, and the motivational side in particular were critical to people's success in a program. You can have a great program, but if nobody actually does it, it doesn't really matter. And this is a huge place that I think we align is addressing every aspect of the person, metabolic and nutritional, their recovery, their physical, mental, and emotional health. That's something I've been preaching for a decade at this point, probably. And so it just feels very natural to be reading that on the job description, on the website, seeing that in the master class. It just feels very natural to me. And another thing that feels natural to me, another huge philosophical alignment is that you guys treat everybody like an athlete. That is honestly a huge reason why I believe that I had such success with my gate client in particular. I sort of didn't know a ton coming in, actually. I was much less experienced than the trainer who'd been working with her before, but I just sort of treated her like anybody else. And so, kind of see where she's at, ask her what she's comfortable with, try a few things out. And next thing you know, a month later, we have her doing walking lunges and things she's never done before. And so getting to have that experience early on was pretty transformational for me in terms of how I view coaching and how I view my job as a coach, and frankly, just what I think people are capable of. Because I think one of the things that makes me sort of sad is that people who have conditions like Parkinson's or gait problems or Alzheimer's or whatever, they have a lot of people in their life who love them, but who sort of don't expect much out of them. And I've found just as a person and as a coach that people rise to the level of your expectations. And so if everyone around you isn't expecting much out of you, you learn to not expect much out of yourself. And I think that can be very limiting, and I would like to change that. And it seems like PPC would like to change that too. The way that you guys are approaching the Parkinson's paradigm of healthcare versus sick care is it's just something that I frankly couldn't agree more with. Um, I would honestly be honored and love to be a part of the team that ends up directly affecting the lives of over 100,000 Parkinson's patients in the next 5 years. Um, yeah, well, just frankly, what you guys are doing is really cool work. Thank you so much for listening. Again, I'm William Mabrey, online health and performance coach. Uh, yeah, have a great day.